channel. My name is Carlin and today's class is a short vinyasa flow for when you're short on time. So we'll get our heart rate up, we'll do some strength work, some stretching, and be finished in about 25 minutes. So when you're ready, we'll get started in downward facing dog. And as you settle into your first downward facing dog of class, check on your foundation. Take a look at your fingertips. Make sure they're even, they're spread nice and wide. You're pressing into the pads of the fingers. And focus on your heels. They should be about 2 hips width distance apart. Your thighs are internally rotating, so you can't quite see your heels. They're directly behind your toes. And even if they don't touch the mat, they're melting down towards the ground with lots of energy. And see if you can press a little bit harder into your foundation to lift your hips even higher. And take these first couple breaths to move, bending into one knee at a time. Maybe rolling forward to a high plank on your inhale. And then coming back to downward facing dog on your exhale. Move intuitively, do whatever feels good, whatever feels right. Just about 3 more breaths. You might eventually settle into stillness. And the next time you inhale, put a generous bend in your knees. Take a peek at your hands and slowly walk your feet all the way to the top of the mat. When you arrive, take an inhale to lift up halfway, hands to shins, and exhale, fold forward. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold, and stay here for an extra breath. Maybe grabbing onto opposite elbows. Finding your ragdoll, releasing tension in the upper body. And then just let your fingertips fall down to the ground and slowly roll up to standing, 1 vertebrae at a time. Meeting in mountain pose. Palms at your sides. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths here to begin. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Twice more, maybe this time when you inhale, you shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, let the breath go. Relax the shoulders down the back. And 1 more time, inhale, shoulders up to ears. Exhale, let it go. We'll do 2 sun salutations in A. The next time you inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, moving with the breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant the hands completely and step back to your high plank. Take an extra inhale here in your high plank. Option to drop the knees. Rock the shoulders forward past the wrists. Hug the elbows in and lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So you can always modify however you need to. You have 5 breaths here. We got right into downward facing dog, so if you want to drop the knees, find a child's pose, maybe move through some cat-cows. If you choose to be somewhere else for these final few breaths, we'll eventually all meet back in downward facing dog. One more full cycle of breath. And the next time you inhale, bend the knees, look to the hands, walk, jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up, look up. Exhale, fold right back down for round 2. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, high plank, drop the knees or come down to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, down dog, child's pose, cat-cows, whatever your body's asking for. If you want to build a little bit more heat, you can slowly start to drop your elbows down to the ground at the same time for dolphin pose. Maybe walking your feet in towards your elbows. Building heat in the shoulders, stretching out the hamstrings and the calves. And when you're ready to come out of your dolphin pose, walk your feet back. Try and press into both hands at the same time to come back to your downward facing dog. And then bend the knees, look to the top of the mat. Walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale for length. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands come through heart center and to mountain pose. Cleansing breath, deep inhale. Long exhale. We'll do one round of sun B. Bring the big toes to touch, keep a slight gap in the heels, and sit your seat back like you're sitting in a chair. Biceps come up towards your arms, your chest is nice and proud, and your tailbone is tucked towards the ground. We'll stay here for a couple breaths. Make sure you can see all 10 of your toes, and if you can't, think about sending even more weight into your heels. Maybe even peel those 10 toes off of the mat. Relax your shoulders. We'll be here for another 3, 2, on 1, fold forward, straighten the legs as much as you'd like. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale to rise, warrior 1. The left foot pivots down. And at the top of your inhale, plant the hands. Exhale, high to low plank. Moving with the breath. Meeting in down dog. And when you arrive in down dog, you'll take an inhale to lift the left leg up. And then exhale, step it through. Inhale to rise, warrior 1. And then plant the hands, high to low plank. That's your vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. Same options for down dog. Dolphin pose. Child's pose. Stay in stillness. I'm going to start to open up my hips a little bit more in my downward facing dog. Lifting my right leg up to the sky. Pressing firmly into my right hand so my right shoulder stays square to the mat. I'm going to bend my right knee and open up that right knee towards the sky, kicking my heel to seat, maybe drawing some circles, 2 or 3 in each direction, and then come back, 3-legged dog, right foot comes down, I'll take that on the other side, inhale, left leg lifts, open up that left knee, still pressing firmly through the left hand to keep the shoulder square, and I'll take 2 big circles in each direction. Coming back through 3-legged dog, and then downward facing dog. Take a breath in down dog. And when you're ready, bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, walk or jump feet to hands. Inhale for length. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. And exhale, stand up tall. Take a deep breath in. And a long sigh out. We'll add on to our sun B, holding in our poses for a little bit longer. So bring your big toes to touch, slight gap in the heels. Inhale, sit back, chair. Hands to heart center. Inhale, grow the spine even taller. Exhale, twist to the right. Maybe the left elbow hooks outside of the right thigh. Make sure your knees are still in line, that left hip is pulling back. One more breath. On your next inhale, come back through center. Grow the spine really tall. And then exhale, twist to the left. Maybe the right elbow hooks outside of the left thigh. Pull that right hip back, knees are in line. One breath here. And then come back to center. Reach the fingertips up to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. On your next inhale, lift up halfway. And on your exhale, plant the hands. Step or jump back through your vinyasa or skip it and go right to downward facing dog. And from down dog, take an inhale. Lift the right leg up to the sky. And on your exhale, step the right foot in between the hands, rising up, warrior one to stay. So check out your alignment here. Maybe bring your hands to your hips. Pull your right hip back, your left hip forward, pressing firmly into the pinky edge side of the back foot. Maybe your hands come together and your gaze goes up towards your thumbs. 3 more breaths. Last full breath. And then from here, interlace the hands behind the back. Maybe heel toe that right foot out a little bit further to the right. Take an inhale, squeeze the shoulders together, open the heart. And on your exhale, humble warrior. Fold inside of the right leg. Still pulling that right hip back. Maybe the hands start to come up and over the head. 2 full breath cycles here. As you're ready, slowly start to unwind the arms, staying nice and low, bringing both hands to the inside of the right foot, and then crawling the hands up towards the top left corner of the mat. Still pulling that right hip back, you'll start to feel a deep stretch in the right side of the body. Just tenting the fingertips, don't worry about planting them completely on the mat. And when you're ready, crawl the hands to frame the right foot. Bring the right foot back into the center of the mat. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. And exhale, open, warrior two. So take a minute to widen your stance here. We'll just be here for 3 breaths. Shoulders right over the hips. Gaze over the right middle finger. The next time you inhale, you'll flip the front palm, reverse the warrior, keeping that strong bend in the front knee. Breathing space into the right side body. 1 more full breath. And then from here, we'll come to extended side angle. So bring those right fingertips to the inside of the right foot. Even if they're hovering, if you can't reach, that's fine too. And then reach the left fingertips up and over the head, spiraling the left side of the chest open. 2 breaths here. And then take an inhale, lengthen those left fingertips up and over the head even more. And then circle the left hand all the way around, straighten the front leg, and bend the back leg for Skandasana. So you can be up a little bit higher, you can be down a little bit lower. Just make sure that left heel doesn't come off the mat. And if a side lunge would feel better, you can plant both of the feet, keeping that right leg straight. We're going to be here for 1 more full breath. And then we're going to take a slow transition back to warrior two. Right leg forward, left leg back. And let's flow through those 3 poses, this time a little bit more fluidly. So you're in your warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Spin it all the way around, Skandasana. And then back to warrior 2. Let's do that one more time. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. And then all the way over to Skandasana. And back to your warrior 2. From here, cartwheel the hands. Step back to your high plank. Move through a vinyasa or go right back to down dog. And we'll meet for the other side. Whenever you arrive in down dog, lift the left leg on an inhale. And on your exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Rising up, warrior 1. Again, hands to hips, set up your alignment. Pull that left hip back, the right hip forward. Reach the fingertips up. Your palms might come to touch. Your gaze might lift up to the sky. 3 breaths. Now after your 3rd breath, you'll interlace the hands behind the back. Awkward thumb on top this time. And then heel toe that left foot over to the left side. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, fold forward. Inside the left leg, humble warrior. Pulling the left hip back. Maybe the hands go up and over the head. 2 more full breaths. And then when you're ready, unwind the hands. Start to bring them inside the left foot. And then walk the fingertips to the top right corner of the mat. Pulling the left hip back. Stretching out the hip and the side body. Take 1 more full breath here. And then you'll bring the hands in to frame that left foot. Bring it in towards the center of the mat. You'll inhale to rise back up, warrior 1, and then exhale to open up, warrior 2. So adjust, widen your stance, and take 3 breaths in stillness. The next time you inhale, flip the front palm, reverse the warrior. Keep that strong bend in the front knee. Take 2 deep breaths, breathing space into the left side body. One more inhale here. And on your exhale, we'll find extended side angle. Left fingertips come to the inside of the left foot, or maybe they hover if the ground feels far away. Right fingertips reach up and over the head, spiraling the chest open, still pressing into the pinky edge side of the right foot. We'll be here for 2 breaths. 1 more. And then spin that right hand all the way down, drawing a circle, straightening the left leg, bending the right knee for Skandasana. Again, you might be a little bit higher, you might be a little bit lower. Just keep that right foot planted or find your side lunge. 1 more breath here. And then we'll gently transition back to warrior 2. Take a moment to adjust. And we'll put that together a little bit more fluidly. Inhaling in your warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Draw that circle all the way around, straight in the front leg, Skandasana. Back to warrior 2, 1 more time. Inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Draw the circle all the way around, Skandasana. And then back to warrior 2. Take an inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. Step back to your high plank, vinyasa, or skip it, and we go to down dog. And from your downward facing dog, step your feet out wide and a little bit closer to the hands. Bend the knees a lot, and we're gonna jump forward to a malasana, just hopping the feet outside of the hands. Pressing the elbows into the knees and the knees back into the elbows. Finding some rock side to side here. Couple more breaths. Maybe you eventually settle into stillness and lift your hips just a couple inches higher off the mat. Really active through the glutes. And then from here, when you're ready, we'll plant the hands and we'll step that left foot back. So we're in a lizard lunge. So the right knee is hugging in towards the right shoulder. We'll take some rocks side to side here, or rather back and forth, lubricating that right hip joint. And we'll stay in a more active lizard. If you want to go passive, you can drop the back knee, untuck the toes, whatever you want to do. We're going to keep it active. We're going to take this right hand, crawl it underneath the right shoulder. And then we're going to take the left hand out to the left side. So you're kind of using your tricep or your bicep as a shelf for your right arm. And then maybe you take that left hand and you bring it to your lower back with your palm facing up. And if you want to try for the full bind, you might take your right hand behind your back and grab onto your left wrist or your left fingertips. Keep pulling your left hip back. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, slowly unwind. Bring the hands back to the inside of the right foot and step the left foot forward. We're back in Malasana. Couple breaths here, rock side to side. Notice the difference between the right hip and the left hip in this moment. And then when you're ready, we'll take that on the other side, lifting the hips just a couple inches more off the mat, planting the hands, and stepping the right foot back. So we're in this lizard lunge, rocking back and forth, lubricating the left hip, nice and strong through the back leg. And then when you're ready, you can go passive or you can walk the left hand underneath the left leg, right arm goes out. And from here, you might take the right hand to the low back, palm faces up. If you want the full bind, you'll bring the left hand to meet the right, grab onto the fingertips or the wrist. We're gonna hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, slowly unwind. This time we'll step it back to a high plank and we'll lower all the way down to our bellies. When you arrive, bring your arms long behind you, rest on a cheek. Take a moment here just to slow down the breath before some back bends. We'll go for 3 rounds of locust pose, bringing your forehead or your chin to the mat. Big toes come to touch. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the chest, the head, the neck. Maybe the hands lift, reach them to the heels. Maybe the feet lift. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, lower down. Rest on the opposite cheek. Breath or 2 to reset. Come back through center. Big toes come to touch. Inhale, lift everything up. Maybe this time you interlace the hands behind the back. Squeeze the shoulders together, lift a little bit higher. For 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, lower down, rest on the opposite cheek. You can stick with either of those 2 variations of the locust pose, or you can come for a 3rd variation, bringing your chin, your forehead to the mat. Inhale, lifting everything up. Maybe this time you take your left arm in front of you, and then your right, and then cactus the arms, lift the legs a little bit higher. And then inhale forward. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift a little bit higher. Let's go for 3, for 2. Last one, hold here. And then slowly lower down. Keep your arms cactused. Keep your right hand where it is. Plant your left fingertips just outside of the left side body. Roll onto your right side. Maybe the left leg reaches up and steps behind the right leg. Maybe it just rests here. Deep opening in the front of the right shoulder. And then we'll roll back through center, cactus the left arm, plant the right fingertips, and roll onto the left side. Be careful how far you go here. This can be really intense. Maybe just resting the foot, maybe planting it. And then when you're ready, we'll come back through center and we'll meet in a child's pose. We're gonna settle into some closing stretches. So take a moment here. Find your breath. Let the mind flow. And when you're ready, we'll meet in a seated position. Setting up for Janu Shirshasana. So bring the right leg to the top right corner of the mat. I'm gonna face you guys. Bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh and square your torso so it's right over the right leg. Take an inhale, lift the fingertips up, and on your exhale, hinge and fold. We'll be here for a couple breaths. Your hands do not have to catch your foot. Just focus on filling up the belly when you inhale. And when you exhale, your belly button pulls in towards your spine. And you create a little bit more space to fold a little bit deeper. One more full breath cycle. Probably more than 3 breaths, but that's okay. And then slowly come out of this pose. We're gonna bring the left foot to plant and we're gonna bring the right leg out directly in front of us. So now you're gonna take this left foot and you're gonna bring it to the outside of the right leg. You're gonna inhale, hug the left knee with the right arm and send the left fingertips back behind you for a twist. Each time you inhale, the spine grows taller, and each time you exhale, you twist a little bit deeper through the torso. One more full breath cycle here. And then just bring the torso back to square towards the top of the mat. And see if you can bend that right knee as well. And just allow that left foot to shimmy over to the right so your knees stack on top of each other. If that doesn't quite work out and your knees are a little bit higher, you might re-straighten that front leg, or maybe just grab a blanket or a pillow and place it between your knees. So from here, we're in Gomukhasana, cow face pose. You have a couple options. You can stay here. You can fold forward for a more intense hip stretch. Or maybe you find a stretch with the arms, taking the right hand behind the back, giving yourself a little pat on the back, and then bringing the left arm out to the left with the thumb facing down, and then bringing the left hand to the back. Maybe the left fingertips and the right fingertips touch. Maybe you stay here. If this is too much, you can just, I like to kind of grab onto my braid, my hair is long enough, or you can take the left hand to the right elbow and just kind of stretch out the tricep. So choose whatever option feels best for you. Maybe that's a little bit of everything. Just another breath or two wherever you are. And then then slowly come back through center. We're gonna gently unwind both of the legs, maybe shake it out a little bit, maybe windshield wiper the legs side to side, and then we'll do that all on the other side. So the left foot will come to the top left corner of the mat. The right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh. You're gonna inhale, reach up nice and tall, and exhale, fold forward. Deep breaths. Use your breath to create even more space to fold. Take one more full cycle of breath here. And then slowly make your way back to upright, planting the right foot, and then bringing the left foot out long in front of you. And we'll switch that right foot to come to the outside of the left thigh. You'll use your left arm to hug that right knee in towards the chest, and you'll take the right fingertips behind the back, just tenting them. Every inhale lengthens your spine, every exhale twist the torso a little bit deeper. One more full breath cycle. And then rotate your torso back towards the top of the mat. Maybe you bend that left knee, and then maybe you shimmy that right foot over to the left so your knees stack on top of one another. Same options as the other side with those modifications. And then again, you can stay here if this is enough, just breathing, sitting upright. You can walk the hands forward and fold, or if you want to take those Gomukhasana arms as well, you can reach the left hand up and then give yourself a pat on the back so the head's kind of reaching back in towards the elbow. And the right hand will reach out to the side with the thumb facing down. And maybe you take that right hand behind the back and try and get the fingers to clasp. This side is not quite as open for me, so I usually use a towel or a strap, or again, I just grab onto my ponytail or my braid, and I just gently walk the right arm up the back. And of course, if you'd rather just take your right hand to your left elbow and stretch out that tricep, that's always an option as well. Just another breath or two. As you're ready, walk your hands back and through center. Go ahead and unwind the legs here. Again, maybe windshield wiper them side to side. Maybe shake it out a little bit. Then whenever you're ready, we'll meet in a comfortable seated position to close out our practice with some breath work. So wherever your comfortable seat is, and if you want to take a traditional Shavasana lying on your back, you can always do that too. I like to take a seated meditation when I know that I'm taking a midday yoga break, or I know that I have a lot to do and I want to keep the body nice and active. That's just me. Lying down might work better for you. And as you settle in here, watch the breath. And as you're watching the breath, naturally other things will come up. Thoughts, feelings, sensations. Think about what a feeling is. When something comes up, ask yourself, is this worth my energy and my focus right now? And if it's not, just let it pass. Maybe it is worth your energy, worth your focus. Sit with it for a moment and notice what it feels like, what it looks like in the body. When we sit here and meditate, we're not trying to empty the mind. It's virtually impossible. Rather, we're trying to sort our thoughts out, acknowledge and analyze. What's important? What do I need to sit with? What do I need to breathe into? What can I just let go? Allow your breath to get deeper, filling up the belly every time you inhale, and that navel pulls gently into the spine when you exhale. Nice and gentle. Staying in this comfortable meditation for as long as you like, until you feel ready to start your day, finish your day, get back to your day, wherever you are today. And whenever you're ready, the rest of the day is yours. Namaste.